Hello everyone, it's Pepsi back here in Roblox Wild Horse Islands. Today I have a brand new video and I will be going over a new permanent update to the game that was released yesterday, the Competition Hub. I will be doing a complete overview of the Competition Hub. Again, this is a permanent addition to the game. So let's get started. There will be timestamps in the video bar as well as the description as usual. So I am currently in a private server just to show off some of the details before we head over to a public server to actually hop into some races. So the Competition Hub is a brand new island in Wild Horse Islands, so like all islands, you are able to access the Competition Hub when talking to William, the boat captain, in any of the travel points at any island. So, if I talk to William over here at the boat captain, you can see that I now have a Competition Hub tab underneath Training Island, and it is free to go to the Competition Hub. In the Competition Hub, William is no longer the boat captain, but he is still the travel NPC. Instead, William has a Shire. This is a lady, which is William's Shire. No longer does William have his boat, at least on this island specifically. So, welcome to the Competition Hub Island. This is the brand new map. As you can see, there is a travel point as well as a central plaza building, a training track that goes around the entire island, and there are some of the usual suspects such as Larry the Trader NPC, Steven the Trainer NPC, and then we do have a horse shop, which is a very popular location on this new Competition Hub island. So let's do a map overview. Beginning with the Central Plaza building, we do have a new NPC as well as a countdown board and a poll booth. So let me sit my horse down. The poll booth does not have any new polls right now, but it is still here for the future. We have the standard bread countdown and update board, so you can view the latest update. This is the update pop-up if you missed it when the update was released last night or yesterday. For me, it was the afternoon, so yesterday. And it shows all the details I will be going into on this video. And then lastly, in this plaza, we have a brand new NPC named Jack. Jack is the competition champion. So this is what Jack looks like. And this NPC, it does have a brand new shop as well. So if you talk to Jack, you have the option to ask how to get competition tokens. And you also have the option to see Jack's shop. And I will be going into this in detail in a little bit, but this is Jack's shop, and Jack also has the regular Robux items for sale as well. If we go to the left, or to the right, sorry, to the right of the plaza building, I call it a plaza building, we have Larry the item trader, and Larry has the regular mainland resources available as well as the Robux shop. Here is also where you are able to access your storage if you have the game pass. So this has been next to Larry if you need to access it during the while you are in the Competition Hub. On the other side to the left of this plaza building, I'm actually going to be taking my horse over here. We have Steven the trainer, so you are able to train your horses by talking to Steven on this island, just like how you are on mainland or Trading Island. And we have, or the Trading Hub as well. And we have the horse shop. So we are not joined by Hogan, the horse shop owner, but we do have the horse shop over here. It refreshes every single in-game day. Oh, I wish I had enough tokens for this Frisian. I just bought a horse here. But again, this horse shop refreshes every day at 6 in the morning in game time. And you have 3 regular horses that are available for the competition token currency, which we will be talking about, as well as 1 horse that is always going to be available for Robux. Again, these horses always change, but there will always be 1 for Robux and 3 for tokens. And last but not least, we do have a training track, a practice racetrack around the entire island. So this track has some of the speed and stamina buffs that I will be talking about, and you might see in races as well. It also has experience and coin pickups that are available on the different obstacles, as you can see. And the speed and stamina buffs, which I will talk about later, do have different points. So this is like a 24 stamina, whereas this is a 20. Yeah. So that is the entire overview of Competition Hub Island. This is the entire island. And this is not including the additions of all the racetracks, which we will see in a public server. Into your quests and goals and go into the collection log. Under activity rewards, you have a new category called the Competition Hub, and there are 51 items in this category to collect and complete. There is no reward as of now, but you can see a lot of the items that are available to get. So I am going to be going through every single item. Again, if you want to skip this portion, there are timestamps below. So I'm going to be going through every single item and coat through here. Okay, so the first items are the Tack, which are the halters. You will see a lot of these items are themed around 3 central themes: the pirate theme, the lunar theme, and the western theme. So we have a Skull and Bones halter, the Starry Night halter, and the Old West halter. And these 3 themes are central around 3 different loot boxes, which we will get to. Moving on, we have sugar cubes, which is an edible item. It increases your horse's stamina. These cannot be used in races, even though you are obtaining them in the competition hub. Next, we move on to the brand new horse coats. I will go over those last. In the collection log, next we have the Flaming Meteor Aura, the Floating UFO Hat, the Planetary Rings Halo, the Alien Aura, the Planetary Rings Leg Wraps, the Skull and Crossbones Aura, the Longhorn Skull Aura, the Spur Tail Pin, the Pirate Eye Patch, the Alien Tail Pin, the Crescent Moon Face Pin, the Skull and Bones Tail Pin, the Sheriff Badge, the Spur Face Pin, the Skull and Bones Face Pin, the Pirate Flags, the Crescent Moon Tail Pin. We have the dies for the horses as well, which I will talk about in a moment. We have a spaceship, the old pickaxe. I will talk about the chest in a moment as well. We have the alien face pin, the armadillo plush, the money bag, the alien plush, the macaw plush, the mouth pirate flag, the longhorn horns. This is another one of the chests that I will be talking about. The pirate hat, the eye patch, the pirate sword, the bull ring. Another chest that I will be talking about later is the lunar one, the jetpack, the toy ray gun, the alien antenna, and then lastly we have the accessory patterns that are available in saddles, the leg wraps options, the ribbon options, and I believe the bow options, and the paper crown. So this comes in Old West accessory patterns, the new Starry Night accessory patterns, and the new Skull and Crossbones accessory patterns. So those are all the items that have been added. This next section I will go into the horses and horse coats. So for the horses, we have the pastel mermaid horse coat. Again, these showcases are on Frisians, but they can show up on any breed. And alongside that, we have the pastel mermaid fade hair dye. We have the green alien horse coat, and the matching dye is the green alien fade hair dye. We have the purple alien horse coat, and we have the purple alien fade hair dye. And last but not least, we have the Old West Tobiano horse coat and the Old West fade hair dye. So if I go into the horse shop, which is the only way to obtain those horses using competition tokens as the currency, you can see that there are some of these coats on the horses currently. These only have the mermaid and the Old West. They're gonna refresh in a minute though, so maybe there'll be some of the alien coats. Yes, both alien coats. We have a purple alien coat over here and a green alien coat on this horse. So that is how you obtain horses. Now let's go over the shop. Before we go over the shop, I do want to talk about the chests. So the chests, which you have seen in the collection log, under here, we have the Boomtown Rewards chest, the Pirates Cove Reward chest, and the Lunar Base Rewards chest. So these are essentially mystery boxes or loot boxes in the game, and they will give you a random accessory themed around whatever chest it is. So the Boomtown chest will give any of the Western accessories or dyes. The Pirates Cove chest will give any of the Pirates accessories or I don't know if you can get the dyes. I think you can get the dyes from the chest. And lastly, the Lunar Base Rewards chest will give you any of the lunar accessories. So if I talk to Jack over here and look at Jack's shop, you can see some of these accessories and dyes you can actually purchase for competition tokens outright. So there are 3 items that are Robux in Jack's shop, but these items can be obtained in the loot boxes or mystery boxes. So even though they are Robux in the shop, they are obtainable without paying anything in the boxes if you get lucky. Keep in mind, all of these accessories that I went over both in the shop and in the collection log do have different color variations that you are able to get from the boxes. So I've seen some of the auras in different colors. I've seen money bags in different colors. But these are the plain ones that you are able to purchase in the shop. So the 3 Robux accessories are the jetpack, which is a rear accessory, a pirate hat, which is a hat accessory, and the longhorn horns, which I think is actually a face accessory and not a hat accessory. At least that's what I have been told. For regular token items, we start with the old pickaxe, which is a mouth accessory, the alien pin, which is a face accessory, the armadillo plush, which is a rear accessory, the money bag, which is a mouth accessory, the pirate flag, which is a mouth accessory, the macaw plush, which is a rear accessory, the alien plush, which is a rear accessory, the bull ring, which is a face accessory, I believe, the eye patch, which is a face accessory, the pirate sword, which is a mouth accessory, the ray gun, the toy ray gun, which is a mouth accessory, the alien antenna, which is a head accessory, the sugar cubes, which do give you stamina boosts, but these sugar cubes are not usable in races. You can also buy any of the 4 dyes, the Old West Fade, the Pastel Mermaid Fade, the Green Alien Fade, or the Purple Alien Fade from this shop as well. You can purchase your 3 loot boxes or mystery boxes here. They call them reward chests. So we have the Boomtown, the Pirate's Cove, and the Lunar chests. And last but not least, we have redeemable tokens. So you can actually convert 750 competition tokens into 5,000 normal Wild Horse Islands tokens. Let's talk about these competition these redeemable tokens basically. So this is a way to change usable currency into an item as well, and this will be a separate section because this really does change trading. So redeemable tokens are a new item which exists in your resources inventory category. You can equip them and activate them like any other piece of equipment in the game to convert them into normal usable tokens. You could also sell them to Larry for 1 token each. And these can be purchased from the Jack, which is the competition trader again, or from Larry at a player market for regular tokens with a marked up cost. These are tradable, so you can use these tokens to trade with other players. This really helps when it comes to players who might not have a horse stall but want to sell you a horse. You could do a trade with these tokens. Or it also prevents scamming with those same players without a horse stall, as well as players who want to do trades that include tokens and horses or items. So you can add these into your trade as well. So that is the redeemable token item, and that is Jack and Jack's competition shop. The next section I will go into before we go into a public server is let me double check, the competition tokens and the competition points. So competition tokens are shown at the top of your screen. They are these yellow, silver, and bronze, so gold, silver, and bronze tokens. And when you are in the competition hub, your settings are moved over to the middle, and this is on the opposite side. Your competition points show up above your player's avatar in the little I think it's called status. Yeah, the little status line. These points are not used for anything besides to flex, and they can be also shown in the leaderboard under competition points, but they are not usable. They don't really have a point besides to show off. Meanwhile, competition tokens can be used in all the purchases we just talked about in Jack's competition shop, as well as to purchase the horses themselves in the horse shop. But yes, that is what you are able to use your competition tokens for. And next, we will go into a public server. Before I do, I do want to talk about private servers and public servers for a moment with the competition hub. Private servers, like you can see in my game, do not earn you any competition tokens or points by doing competitions in this server. So even if you are participating in a race or competition in a private server, you will not earn any points and you will not earn any tokens. And if you do want to race in a private server, you do require 2 players to begin a race. Meanwhile, while we switch to a public server, you can see that public servers will give you tokens and competition points depending on where you place in the race. So if you are first place, you usually get around 200 to 250 tokens, and the lower you place, the lower amount of tokens you get. So like second place might get like 190 tokens, and third place might get 180, for example. Meanwhile, you also get more competition points the higher you place in the races as well. So let's head over to Competition Island. In a public server. In a public server, you will require 5 players to start a race, at least. And 5 players are required to start a race, but if you are marked as away or AFK in game, you will not be counted or participating in the race. So as you can see, I am now in a public server. It says a competition is active. It will end soon, meaning other players are currently racing. So I have to wait here in the lobby island. The away system and the AFK system, let me talk about that shortly. So the AFK system in Competition Hub Island is shorter. You will be marked as away if you do not move. So I will try to do that now to show you before the next race. But if you are marked as away in your status bar or AFK, you will not be participating in the next race. Once it starts, you will have a pop-up on your screen that says if you don't move in 10 seconds, you will be transported or teleported to mainland. The point of this is this feature helps prevent bloating up of AFK players in public servers, especially because public servers for the competition hub are much smaller. There are only about 12 spots, I believe. I think the most amount of players I've seen in a competition server is 12. There are only about 12 spots, so if there are AFK players, you are missing a lot of players participating in the races. So that is why being AFK prevents you from being in the race and eventually kicks you out of the server. So now I am marked as away, and it says you are currently considered AFK. Move your character to be included in the next game. And if I am still AFK when the race starts, again, the pop-up will show up that says that I will be teleported. So I moved around and I am back into the queue for the next race. Okay, so the next section I will be talking about will actually pop up on the screen shortly, but it is the races. Right now, there are only races included in Competition Hub Island, but Trick does list adding other competitions like show jumping and jousting battles soon. There are 4 races. There is 4 maps. So there is Country Meadows, which is a countryside themed race which has 4 laps. Boomtown, which is a western themed race that has 2 laps. And I think Boomtown for me is the laggiest map, unfortunately. There is also a shortcut on Boomtown that I found, which is very useful. We have Pirates Cove, which is a pirate theme, and you can see some of the voting in the bottom corner. I'm going to be voting for Pirates Cove. And then lastly, we have Lunar, which is a lunar or space themed with low gravity. When you are voting, as you can see, it is in the bottom left hand side of the screen. And you could see the votes as well for each island as players vote. So there was like 7 votes for Pirates Cove, I think. So it will then show up a 95-second timer, I believe, how many players are currently active for the race, and the current map that was chosen. So this is considered intermission. When you are doing races, you cannot do the same race twice in a row. So the options will only include the other 3 races that you have not just done. So let's say you just did the countryside race. That means your next 3 options will be Boomtown, Pirate, and Lunar, which I believe was just the example with this server. You cannot do countryside twice in a row. That's the gist. And when you enter a competition, you must have a rideable animal. If you are not riding a horse, there will be a pop-up that says you do not have a rideable animal, and you won't be able to participate. If you don't have a rideable animal equipped, there will be one randomly equipped for you. When you are in the race, you can see there are sound effects and music added, as well as intros, like a lot of other racing games. And you will see some of the pop-ups that actually, some of the power-ups and sabotage items as I do this race. But I am going to be talking about some other portions of racing. When you are in a race, the paycheck pop-up does show up at 5 p.m. in-game, as it does every day. So you will have to close that. It shows the top 3 players in the bottom left hand of your screen, and at the top it shows the map as well as the timer and what lap you are on. So since we are on Pirates Cove, there are 2 laps. I'm currently on 1 out of 2, and I'm about 45 seconds in. To use power-ups, when you pick up the orbs, you just click on them. The speed and stamina power-ups you do not have to click on, however. So I just picked up a sleepy or lazy spell, so I just clicked on it to use it. If you sabotage other players, it will also show at the bottom who sabotaged you, and it will say their username. So it will not say their display name, it will show their username. For example, if I sabotage someone, it will say Pepsi9897 spooked you or sent a missile to you or whatever sabotage they did. And I am almost finished with this race. Keep in mind, so like I said, if you have an animal not equipped, a random one will be chosen for you. In the races, you cannot open your settings or tokens or anything. You also cannot open your inventory, meaning you cannot use any food items. You cannot use any buffs. And speaking of buffs, if you have a buff in the lobby, let's say you ate a bunch of your favorite horse's food items, you might have a speed buff. Or for example, if you're running this practice track, you might have a speed buff or a stamina buff. Well, speed buff, because stamina buffs don't exist. These buffs will disappear when you enter a race. But let's say you have a 200-second speed buff because you ate your favorite horse's food. That buff will continue after the race is over. So if you have a 200-second buff before a race starts, you should have 200 seconds of your buff left after the race. So that is all of the information, including in races. Next, I will be talking about the actual power-ups and power-downs, which is what I call the boost and sabotage items in the update log. So some of them you can see here are the speed orbs and the stamina orbs. So this is what a stamina orb looks like. The stamina orbs and the speed orbs can have different numbers. They will add that number to either your stamina, if it is a stamina orb, and then the speed orbs have different percentages. So this is like a 16%, and if I can find another one, this one is 22%. This is also in races themselves, so you can look out for the higher percentage or the higher amount of stamina. So those are speed orbs and stamina orbs. There are also a combination of speed and stamina orbs that you can pick up in a race. Again, those just add both speed and stamina combined. There is the lazy spell, which is a sabotage item, and the golden lazy spell. The lazy spell slows down a random player for 3 seconds. And again, you cannot slow down yourself. The golden lazy spell slows down 3 opponents, so 3 random players for 5 seconds, and you cannot slow down yourself with that either. Then we have the spooky ghost sabotage and the golden spooky ghost sabotage. The regular spooky ghost spooks a random player for 3 seconds. Again, you cannot randomly spook yourself. Meanwhile, the golden spooky ghost the golden spooky ghost spooks up to 3 random players for 5 seconds. We also have the first place missile, which launches a missile to the person in first place, and this causes their horse to stop and rear. If you are too close to the first place player, you can also be hit by this missile sabotage. So, for example, if you use a missile and you are in second and you are very close to the first place player, you can actually sabotage yourself with that one or any other players that are close to the first place player. Then we have the oil slick, which you just saw. The oil slick is it shows up as a bucket, and when you click on it, it drops an oil spill that will cause any players that go over it to slide to a stop. So think of it as almost a banana in other racing games. We have the rock block, I believe it's called. Yes, the rock block, which is a sabotage item that summons a rock blockade behind you, basically. And it's supposed to slow other players down. And then lastly, we have, oh, and you also have to click to use that rock block as well. And then lastly, we have the shield power up, which is a shield of protection. It grants you immunity to all effects for a short moment. There is not a listed time, but it does last for quite a bit from my experience playing in the game. So those are all the power ups and power downs. Also, another note is you can actually dismount during your races. I don't know why you would want to, but that is something you can do though. But other than the redeemable tokens, the next trading changes we have are some changes to the actual trading menu and how trades work, which will hopefully help players prevent players from getting scammed, and help players make more conscious trades to avoid getting scammed. So these include, to help ensure trades are fair and lower the risk of getting scammed, the following changes are: when an item with any variance, and then the example in the update log is an island unique hair because it is a horse with variance. When a item with any variants are added to a trade, the player must click the info box in the trade before accepting the trade. So, for example, you have to click onto the horse or the item to look at the variant and make sure it is the one you want. So this prevents people from putting other horses that may be dyed to look like island unique hairs and trying to get you to accept a trade and then taking your items. This way you have to click on info, open up the trade box, and see if it is actually an island unique hair or whatever variant that horse or accessory or item is, and accept. In addition, another change to trading is when an item in the trade changes, you now have to wait 15 seconds before accepting. This is meant to help players use the time to ensure the items are exactly what you want. So this way, if you check the info of a horse, for example, and it says island unique hair, and then the next time you are looking in your inventory or something and you see that they switched the horse to a fake IUH or something else, you do have 15 seconds to check that new information of whatever item or horse it is. So those are trading changes. These changes, in addition to the tokens, are going to be super great in my opinion to help prevent scamming and basically falsifying items to get other players to accept trades. Lastly, let's go into the other notes. Before I continue, I do want to note, in the trading hub, you cannot trade. In this competition hub, you cannot trade with other players, which is why I didn't show a demonstration of the trading changes. In other notes and fixes, you also might have seen that the chat now has the VIP rainbow fixed. So if you have VIP, it does now properly show into the chat. The lighting and settings also have been changed slightly. If I go into settings, you will now see, which I can't open during a race, but you will now see that there are 2 new settings. So now I can open the settings. So these are the new lighting settings: specular scale, diffuse scale. If you want the old lighting, just turn these up to 800. I am testing mine at 75. I might change them. For the POV, if you want to change the depth of field, you might need to adjust your field of view and turn off your screen effects. But those are the settings. Besides the rainbow chat, those are the other fixes that have been added. Thank you so much for watching this video. I actually just edited this competition hub video that you are watching now, but Trick posted a patch update that was about 30 minutes ago, and Trick says in the patch some notes that I do want to mention, as well as Trick gives a code that is only available for 1 week, so I will include that as well. As far as patch updates, the first one is the adjustment of some competition checkpoints so they are harder to be skipped or missed. Also, if you miss a checkpoint during a race, you will now receive an alert. There was a fixed bug causing training receipts and skill points to not be rewarded on Training Island. There was also a fixed bug with jump checkpoints not working. There was an adjustment to infinite checkpoint activities to display the current checkpoint number again, instead of just the infinity symbol that used to pop up. Trick also made spooky ghosts and lazy spells even more likely to hit players in front of you than the ones behind you, because it randomly targets one of your opponents, so now it is more likely to target the players in front of you. There was also the addition of a cooldown to how often you can hit by targeted attacks in competitions. So you can no longer get attacked with like 3 spookies in a row or like 5 or 6 missiles in a row. There was reduced competition intermission time. So now the competition intermission time has been reduced by 30 seconds, and the voting time has now been increased from 20 seconds to 45 seconds. So you have 45 seconds to vote on a round, and the intermission, I believe, is, instead of 95 seconds, it should be about 65 seconds. So in total, there is now about 110 seconds between rounds versus the previous 140 seconds in between rounds. There was also a bug fix to private competition server warning messages. They used to have a bug where they displayed no matter what island or server you were in, so now that is fixed. There was a fix to a collision in the sawmill on the Boomtown race map. And last but not least, there was an added chat message to alert you that voting has begun for the next competition, so you don't miss to vote for your favorite map in the next round. Now I will go into the code. So if you don't know where to put Wild Horse Island's codes, I will be able to show you. If you click on your tokens, you can now, well, this has always been there, but you can click redeem code. The new code you can now redeem is I'm a winner. So in all lowercase, I am dash the THE dash winner. And this is now a valid code. It will give you 250 additional competition tokens. This code is only available for this 1 week, so it will expire in a week. So keep that in mind. All of these notes for patches and bug fixes and adjustments are only applicable to new servers currently, because servers restart later tonight. So right now for me it is the afternoon, so later tonight servers will restart and these changes will be applied to all servers, but currently it is only applicable to new servers. So if you go in a private server, these changes will be made, but in public servers, if the server has been active for long enough before these patch updates, then they will not be in game as of yet. You will have to wait till later tonight and they are reset. That is all. I will go back to Pepsi from the past with the outro. Thank you so much for watching this video with me today. I hope you all had a great winter and holiday event in Wild Horse Islands, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, y'all.